Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, the super talented Angela Bassett is here, telling us what it was like to direct the highly anticipated Whitney movie. And TV's toughest celebrity trainer, Jillian Michaels, helps you lose weight and keep your New Year's resolutions. Plus, all of today's extra juicy hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
I'm doing great. There's a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics! You know it! Come on! My heart is racing. When that man, look, when that announcer man says, I see you, woman. Look, when that announcer man says live from New York, it's the Wendy Williams Show, and then he billboards who's gonna be on the show, and then he goes, and now here's Wendy, and the doors fly open. I swear it's like the first day I've ever done this show. It's like such a rush. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you, my heart. So, you all, I'm really happy for Usher. Usher, I'm really happy for you. Well, it looks like he's getting married. Now, you'll recall, Usher is a divorcee, a word that a lot of people don't use, but I love that word. Divorce is not a glamorous thing, but that word divorcee is very glamorous. You know, once upon a time, I was married for 5 months, and these are the things that you do when you're trying to please your parents. You know, you figure, all right, well, what's next in life? I think I'm supposed to get married. Anyway, for 5 months. So we got a divorce, and the best thing about being divorced, other than, you know, letting go of the beast, is when I was dating, I would call myself a divorcee. It's just a fabulous word. We need to bring that back. Anyway. You know, Usher is a divorcee, but he's been reportedly dating his manager, Grace, since 2009. Well, we've known about this. I mean, I've talked about this before. We used to talk about this when I was on the radio. I mean, this has been going on for a minute now. Anyway, Usher's 37, and she is 45. Well, you know what? Not that he needs our approval, but I like this relationship. I'm gonna tell you why. Usher already has his 2 little boys by his first wife, Tamika. So what does he care about more kids? I mean, more kids, I guess, would be nice, but Grace is 45. She probably can't have any more kids. She's already a mom, you know, from a previous relationship. So what does she need more kids? Like the kid thing, in other words, is out of the way. This is the thing that women always have to think of when we get involved with younger men. If they have their kids, then maybe we get the green light and continue. If they don't have kids, then don't be a Demi Moore. Otherwise, you get your feelings hurt real quick like Demi Moore with Ashton Kutcher. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, Grace is not just, the woman who shares his bed. She's also the woman who shares in business. She's his manager. Well, what he says is that, in the grinding years, when he was really grinding, everything was about work. Now work has become like a pleasure. They're able to through his work, see the world, you know, while he tours and stuff, and he's with his best friend and his manager and partner and whatnot. And not everybody could be married to their manager, but you know, I'm married to my manager, and you know, and he's also one of the co-executive producers here on the show, and I have to say, it takes a very special maturity on two people's parts in order to put up with your husband or your wife all day in business. A lot of people can't do that. But I think that this is great, Usher and Grace. You know, there comes a time in every man's life and every woman's life sometimes where they feel like they want to make things more permanent. And there's a difference between being a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And I wonder what Mrs. Raymond thinks, because, you know, this girl Grace came into his life and took over where Mrs. Raymond left off. Remember, we've known Usher since he was a little goober. You know what I mean? And his mom and he are very, very close. He was raised in a single family household. Usher has got a younger brother that looks like his twin. So I wonder if Mrs. Raymond likes Grace, and even if she doesn't, you know, Usher seems grown and will go on and do his own. Like, he's not a mama's boy in that sense. He doesn't come across as that type. But one consistency in his life since we've known Usher is that he's always dated older women. Yeah. Chili is 43. Remember, he was dating Chili from TLC. They were a cute couple. Well, you know, and now she's, of course, with Patti Stanger, the millionaire matchmaker, to try to find, yeah, she's got, like, no, Chili, to be a cute girl with washboard abs, you must have a ticky boom up here or something, Chili. No, Chili's a friend to the show. I tease her about this. You know, you remember Chili had a reality show looking for love, and she never found love there. And now she's on with Patti Stanger with the millionaire matchmaker looking for love again. She's got very, very, very high standards, though. And I forgot what the standards were, but I remember last time she was... No. Last time she was here on the show, or maybe the time before that, she's been here a few times, she's our friend. I remember her telling me her standards, and I'm looking at her like, really, girl? Anyway, Chili, but good luck with love. So anyway, so Chili. And then his ex-wife, Tamika, this Usher, is 44 years old. Yes. And now Grace, his fiance, soon to be his wife, is 45 years old. So at least he has a type, and his type seems to be an older woman. And the way I look at men who love older women, I don't necessarily look at them as mama's boys or somebody that they want to mother them. I look at it as they want to be with a woman who has full conversation about stuff. I'm not saying that you can't have that when you're 22 years old, but I'm just saying your conversation is different. You know, you're going to class, you're studying for, you know, the LSATs, you know, you're trying to get into law school or whatever it is that you're doing. Many of you that are smart, the others of you are like, oh my God. And that's cute for 1 or 3 times. But after a moment, I think a man likes full range conversation. You know, he likes you to go, oh my God, sometimes. You know, but he also wants to talk about things. And he also wants, you know, something other than a bag of popcorn and some Hawaiian punch after the sex. You know, like a man likes a meal. You know, whether you cook it or whether you know how to gather it. Because we older women, even if some of us don't cook, I cook, but even if some of us don't cook, we at least know how to gather. Yeah. Right? So Usher has a type, and his type is an older woman, and he's getting married to Grace, and Usher, I think that this is terrific. Congratulations. Kris Jenner wants to fix her son, Rob. First of all, Kris, you're the reason that Rob is broken. So why would he return to the scene of the crime? It's a beautiful woman, though, right? Yeah. Kim's gonna be pretty all of her life, right? Yeah. It's a pretty woman. All right. You always have to say something nice before you go back in. Chris, you're very beautiful, but you're very delusional if you think that by Rob moving back into your mansion that you can somehow fix him. Oh, I get it. I know you've got, you know, gourmet chefs that can cook him the proper nutritious food and things, but somehow I don't think that Rob is slumming wherever he is hiding out from the family right now. I mean, I don't know how his socks are doing. I know that they were selling them at the Neiman Marcus. Does anybody here own Rob socks from the Neiman Marcus? No? I think they're called Boy George or Arthur George. I remember some things. Arthur George, a combination of his middle name and his father's middle name. I know stuff. I read stuff too. Arthur George socks. Listen, I don't think that money is Rob's problem. I think that Rob's problem is his family, and he said many times, even when he was participating in the show, that, you know, he is like embarrassed by the family behavior, by the family's obsession with fame and looks and things like that, which I guess is why he retreated into wherever he is, and obviously he's eating himself to death. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, I'm saying that in an obvious way. Do you remember what he looked like when he was dating Adrienne Bailon from The Real? I mean, Rob, that's Rob. That's Rob. I mean, you know, and what that is that we're looking at today is, to me, a combination of, you know, overbearing mom and narcissistic sister and stepdad doing his thing. And Lamar has fled the scene, right? And so there's nobody. So he's been living at Chloe's house, right? And I don't think Chris is the one to get him back on track. I think Chloe's busy, you know, it shouldn't be a sister's obligation to get her brother back on track. Rob's got to want to get himself back on track. Now, I don't know what his deal is, but all I know is that, you know, if he wanted to get liposuction or gastric bypass, he could do that stuff, but, you know, or go to the gym, you know. Apparently, he doesn't want to help himself. And some people say that he spun out of control with the combination of the family and then Rita Ora cheating on him with a whole bunch of different... Well, they were dating. And then he put something on social media about her being, you know, cheating many times over with many different people. You know, didn't call her, you know, a slutty name, but he implied a sluticiousness. And, you know, and my thought... And my thought with that is, Rob, you can't let a woman get you down like that. You know, just like we, you know, we as women, you know, our hearts break and stuff, but you are allowed to cry for one weekend before you get back out there and make it happen. Chris, and you're not even a hands-on mom. I don't know what you're doing with that 17-year-old. She's running around with a 25-year-old man. She's done stuff to her face. She got the breast implants, what it looks like. I never see her carrying a school book, so the assumption is that she's not in school. You know, you're busy running around with this. How you doing? Let's talk about Miley Cyrus, because I can't understand this right here, right? No, you know, I love Miley Cyrus, but what I don't love is just the basic ability to be smart. It's just a basic. Listen, we all have our dumb ways. I do, you do, we all do. But there's some very basic things. Like when you leave your house, you turn on the alarm. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, I get it, because I was like that too. Many, many years. You know, just the alarm's there, but you don't feel like hitting the pad. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, nowadays, you never know where the thief is going to be. It could be somebody that you invite over to your very house. Here goes Miley Cyrus. Her home has been broken into for the 3rd time within a year. Same house, 3 break-ins within a year. Gee, I wonder who's doing that. They're not sure how the thief got in, but I've got my theory. The thief each time has made off with a lot of stuff. Her bank card, which I guess, you know sometimes you just slovenly like leave stuff around, so when the thief comes in, they don't even have to look through stuff. You know, because they're your diamond earrings sitting right there, your bank card, or your new Gucci bag, just sitting right there saying, come on, thief, take me. One time they came in and stole stuff, including her Ferrari in the garage. Now, I smell an inside job. Now, that's all I'm going to say. A lot of times, people are naive or they're in denial. They don't want to accuse their friends of being thieves. That's not me. You come to my house, we're best friends, something's missing, you're a thief. That's it. People come over the house, if I leave the room, I want you to clap, because when you stop clapping, then I know that your hands are idle and you're busy. So you clap, and keep clapping until I come back to the room. I'm playing, but not really. Look. So, you know, Miley lives in that big giant house by herself. She has her friends over. But you know what? You don't have your friends over to your house, even if you're not Miley, even if you're just us. You don't have your friends over and leave them freely to roam your house. I don't care if they're not in your, a lot of people only make their bedroom off limits. You know, with me, it's like this. You come to the house, Miley, this is what you do. It's a very big house. Show the aerial view of a house too big for one girl to live in. I'd be scared all night. I'd be thinking that I hear thumps in the night, the cat burglar, something. I couldn't do it. But anyway, here's what you do, Miley. When you invite people to your house, you entertain in the kitchen. I'm sure it's a perfectly lovely kitchen. A couple of Sub-Zero refrigerators in there, a Wolf stove, a gigantic island, you know, a gigantic kitchen table, probably a flat screen TV, maybe a couch or two in there. The kitchen is a very nice place to entertain. That's not where you keep your jewelry. That's not where you keep your credit cards. Although sometimes it is where you keep your car keys. You know, you throw them in that bowl up there. Remove the bowl with the car keys. And then you have your little party. The food is there. The TV is there. All your friends are there. The kitchen's probably the size of the studio. Then, Miley, you don't have your friends just go to any bathroom. I'm sure in a big house like that, there's like 10 bathrooms. But the other 9 are for you, okay? Let me tell you what you do, Miley. Most of the times when houses are set up, they got a big kitchen and the laundry room is off the kitchen, right? All right? And in a lot of cases, there's a bathroom in the laundry room, correct? Including a shower. There might even be a bedroom back there. Just in case somebody gets too drunk, they sleep back there. If anybody has to go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom back there. You are not to go in my living room. You're not to, like, in other words, nobody move, nobody gets accused. That's all. And Miley, start using your alarm. And don't use your alarm while your friends are standing there. When you use your alarm, don't you go like this even when you're by yourself? Even when you're by yourself, don't you go like this with your alarm? Just in case somebody has a telescope, they're in the woods and they're looking. Oh, sure. People are lurking, they're just waiting to get you. I don't mean to scare you, but they are. Snoop Dogg has got some interesting parenting skills, and he's got a new docuseries that's gonna show. I know. Now, only problem is it's gonna be on the ESPN, and I don't know where that is on my cable. I'll have to consult somebody. Snoop has a docuseries. It's gonna be on ESPN. It's gonna be with his son Cordell, who's trying out for college football teams, and that's the premise. Isn't he hot? Yeah. What, take it easy, he's only Take it easy, Tyga, he's only 17. Anyway, look, this is our hot clip of the day. Roll it.
That's when you strong. When you big and you fast and you strong, you gotta hit it.
21, don't do me like that, cuz. I can't critique you.
I'm more of a friend than I am a father. Because a father to me is someone disciplinary, who you really scared of. It's fear and respect. It's more just love with me.
Everybody trying to see if Snoop Dogg's son can really play football or is it all hype.
good. That looks like a really good show. Hey, doesn't Cordell look a lot like Trey Lorenz, the actor? He does, right? Who is Lorenz Tate? I'm sorry, Lorenz Tate. He's cute, but I like the premise of this. Snoop said he's more of a friend than a father. I think that, you know, I know that the big deal is to say, I am not your friend, I'm your mother. But you know what, these days, what I find in parenting, you have to inject some friendship in there. If you don't inject the friendship part, then you don't find out things. Because these kids are up to things. And then what you do is you're friends just enough to catch them slipping and telling you something that maybe they wouldn't have told you if you didn't dangle the friend carrot in front of them. You know what I mean? Cordell has an older brother named Corday. And a younger sister named
Corey.
And then there's one named Julian. Why didn't they just go with the whole thing? Cordell, Corday, Cordy. Do you remember Cord from All My Children? One Life to Live. Remember Cordero? He was messing around with Tina. Anyway, Snoop and Son, A Dad's Dream premieres tonight at 7 on ESPN.